Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelist of the Roses, one of, if not my favorite childhood game, though I'd be rocking this game in 2015 instead of when it came out in 2003.
I'm poor.
Yeah, you are.
And after last week's video about Yu-Gi-Oh! Falsehood Kingdom, the game that nearly sucked out 20 years of my life force, this pace of a plank length per millennium, and yes, I did look that up, and fuck you, because it's true! I thought I'd play a game I actually love even. I actually like it so much it was to the point where I had to stop myself from playing it off stream or I would have beaten the whole game in one night. This game has it all. Great animations, interesting gameplay, cool mechanics, and listen to that soundtrack. The only thing I don't like about this game is that there's not more of it. But alas, I will do my best to give this game an honest and fair review. You start off in a 7x7 grid and you can only play one card per turn. However, you can stack cards to either power cards up or to fuse or just get shit out of your hand, because you can only have 5 cards in your hand and you can't draw unless you have less than 5. You also have to be mindful of what terrain your monsters are standing on. The terrain will either subtract or boost power from your creatures respectively depending on what kind of monster they are. You also have to watch out for some gimmick terrains, like labyrinths that can only be entered by a few creatures, crush terrain which can only be entered by creatures below 1500 attack points, and then Toon World, which is just more racist terrain.
You need to stop. There are children. Please stop.
If you're not a Toon Monsters, you ain't getting shit. Other than that, it's pretty basic. You have 99 turns to either slap your opponent or your opponent's monsters to make their life points go to 0. Or you can lock out your opponent's summoning squares by blocking them in completely, or you could just summon Exodia in this specific pattern. I love this game.
This right here is my favorite thing ever in the history of forever.
I love everything. I love how it rewards you for remembering fusion combos and type matchups. I love how, albeit dated, but cool battle animations. I love all the card effect animations. And just listen to that soundtrack, dude. Really just listen to it. Even the lore is cool as fuck, bro. The TLDR is this game is based off of a real event that happened in England, the War of the Roses that started in 1455. Yugi taking on the role of Henry Tudor and Kaiba being Christian Rosencrantz, the leader of the Yorkists, and all the other characters representing other people loosely based off of their personality. The story is that Solomon Slimeball over here summons you from a different time to help fight a war because Yugi and the boys aren't doing too well. And then Kaiba shows up and makes some good points about this not really being your problem and how you should join him because he can actually send you home. And then you have your choice of whether to help Yugi and stop Kaiba from getting ultimate power by getting all the rose cards, or help Kaiba because it's his birthright to conduct weird rituals with the cards. Whichever one you choose, at the end you can do the other one as well, so don't worry about it, it's not that big a deal, just pick whatever you want first. But at the end of both stories, the ritual goes wrong and different variations of the final boss shows up, and if you're on Yugi's team, he's like, I'm gonna kill you because I'm powerful and fuck both of you. And if you're on Kaiba's team, he's like, I'm gonna kill you because you were mean to my brother. Which, by the way, I don't know what he's talking about, which is probably why he's mad. The only other characters I could think of that could be his brother were this king guy or the other final boss you fight, which both look like how I make D&D characters.
Some other characters if you don't like the pixie sorcerer.
No, there aren't. They're all just the same with different costumes.
Anyway, you beat them and then you get sent back to your time, which, to be fair, I would be fucking pissed about because I would love to be back in the Middle Ages dueling shit. Like, bro, that's fucking sweet! The only thing I hate about this game is that there's not more of it. And also, I put in the script meme here. I don't know what the fuck that was supposed to mean, so you're welcome. And speaking of playability, I do have a few things to say. The password system in this game is simultaneously the best and worst thing they ever put into the game. Because if you were playing this game back in 2003, it was so cool that your IRL deck was actually the deck you were building. You would put all the cards that you had in, and you'd be like, oh my god, that's my Kamori Dragon, that's my... It was so cool. Give or take some locked cards, of course. But playing it nowadays, if you just even put a few cards that kind of synergize together, you're basically not going to have any problems for the rest of the game. So, fuck everything I just said. Passwords were never supposed to work. Because apparently, thanks to Sima J for making this video about Yu-Gi-Oh! Passwords, the passwords in Duelist of the Roses never actually matched up with any of the cards, and only 34 were actually released to the public. The only reason we know what the codes are today is because 16 years later, some guy named Generic Mad Scientist on a forum post or something dug into the code of the game and released all of them. So now, the password thing isn't the best thing in the game at all. It's actually the worst thing in the game, because getting cards in this game fucking sucks. And locking everything behind passwords you never told anybody makes it even worse. For example, when I started, I had these choices for starter decks, and I just picked the anime girl because, you know. And I had a pretty difficult time beating the first few dudes just because my monsters were kind of weak, and the first fusions I figured out weren't much better. So I looked up some codes just to make a deck around the 2 forest terrain cards I already had. So I got a few beast monsters, a few bug monsters, a few plant monsters, also some power-up spells for each type. And the only card I'll say was probably a little too strong was the Cocoon of Evolution, which I could have gotten anyway by beating the shit out of Weevil. I just didn't feel like, you know, beating the fuck out of him 20 more times. But these cards aren't even that rare or cool, they're pretty standard. And for the rest of the game, I had no problems beating anyone. The only people I ever lost to were Pegasus because of, you know, brain control.
Ooh, that's not good. I've been fucked by my own wolf. Don't take that out of context.
And the final boss because of whatever the fuck this spell is that takes my health and gives it to his monster? Like, but I only lost once, so who cares? I'm not mad about it. You mad about it? I'm not. And the game's idea is so cool, and seeing the AI and levels being so dumb and short is so disappointing. Don't get me wrong, I still had a blast playing through it. It just left me wanting more. And Konami, if you're seeing this, please make a Duelist of the Roses 2. Please. Even if I'm the only one in line, this shit slaps, bro. Please do it. If not for the money, do it for me. I'll personally give you a kiss in the back alley. Come on, Konami, please. I'd give this game a 9 out of 10 easily. I love almost everything about this game. And it seems I might not be the only one, because, oh, what's this? Is this a plug? Whoa, is this a stream? Is someone streaming a modded version of Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelist of the Roses that fixes all the shit I was talking about? Made by Clovis, go check him out. He's the absolute GOAT and is still uploading to this goddamn day. Damn! And if all that sounds cool to you, I will be streaming as soon as this vid goes live. So check me out on Twitch, link down below. Like, bell, sub, you know what to do. Bye!